The International Newsnet World Report is a national television news show available in more than 30 million homes. We broadcast daily real news the networks won't tell you. We are solely viewer-supported. That means you. You can donate at our website, inenworldreport.net. We hope you find the following interview informative and helpful.
Former Vietnam veteran Jack McLam suggests John McCain be renamed Songbird for allegedly providing information to avoid torture after being captured by the North Vietnamese. Will this be McCain's swift boat moment? It might not be necessary. In a roundtable discussion by phone, we'll be hearing the good, the bad, and the ugly about John McCain from the people who know him best, his fellow Arizonians, both supporters and detractors. Joining us from Arizona are Rob Haney, a Republican who has been active in Arizona politics since 1996 and is not exactly a fan of Senator John McCain's. Rob has served as an Arizona State Committeeman for the last 8 years, and for the last 4 years he has served as District Chairman for Legislative District 11 in Maricopa County, Arizona's most populous county, which contains Phoenix. It is also the district where both Senator McCain and Senator John Kyle live. Also joining us is Alan Stevens, Executive Director of Western Progress, an organization that advances progressive solutions in the Rocky Mountain states. Alan has a long history in Arizona politics, including serving as co-chief of staff for Arizona Governor, Democrat Janet Napolitano. Alan also served as a Democrat in the Arizona legislature as both Senate majority and minority leaders. Finally, we have Tom Liddy, a Republican McCain supporter. Tom Liddy served as Republican Precinct Committeeman in Arizona for 10 years. He was elected and served as chairman of the Maricopa County Republican Party from 2003 to 2005. He designed and oversaw an 18-month voter registration drive that registered 234,000 Republicans in 18 months leading up to the 2004 election. Gentlemen, welcome to the International Newsnet.
Thanks for having us.
Rob Haney, on January 19, 2008, there was a meeting of the Republican Precinct Committeemen of Maricopa County, during which they held a straw poll on presidential candidates. How did John McCain fare amongst his fellow Republicans in his home county?
Well, he didn't fare well. Actually, we had three types of questions. The first was who your first choice was, and he finished fifth in that category. And then the second question was, who do you rate as unacceptable amongst those candidates? And he finished first by far in that category as unacceptable from the precinct committeemen who attended the meeting.
Alan Stevens, John McCain is constantly referred to in the mainstream media as a straight talker and a maverick. What is his reputation among progressives in Arizona? Has he taken any progressive stances favoring progressives? How do they feel about him there?
Well, I think he is, to a certain extent, seen as a maverick, a person who is willing to buck traditional positions if he believes in them. The issue of public finance or the financing of elections and McCain-Feingold, for instance, who I think was a good position for him to take, and he has always been a leader in that category. He is one of the few people running, I think, on the Republican side right now who at least recognizes the threat of climate change and global warming, and I think that that's something that he's to be commended for. A question about what positions he supports in terms of trying to address those issues. He has been a person who's very much against earmarks, and for the West, some of those earmarks are vital programs that the bureaucracy has been unable to process through their departments, and I think that's an issue sometimes that comes up when people worry about are we getting our fair share in the West? So from the standpoint of progressives, he's good on some issues, and there are some issues which he doesn't embrace, which are on the progressive agenda.
Well, what about the war? He's certainly in favor of continuing it for 100 years. Are progressives taking a firm stance against him because of his, let's say, military attitude?
I think it's fair to say that the overwhelming majority of the progressive community have, obviously a position that is quite different from Senator McCain in the area of Iraq.
Tom Liddy, in 1982, John McCain was elected to the U.S. House of Representatives, supposedly as part of the Reagan Revolution. Now McCain references Reagan in almost every single speech. Can you detail for us what parts of McCain's legislative record in Arizona are in line with Reagan's positions?
Sure, I sure can. As a 17-year-old, I worked on Reagan's primary campaign in 1980, and then also in 1984, I worked on his campaign as well. The reason we loved Ronald Reagan, we of the conservative wing of the Republican Party loved Ronald Reagan, is he stood for three things. One, he was strong on national defense, and that was very important. When so many people in Europe and parts of the United States wanted to reach across the aisle and deal with the Russians in such a way as if they would just understand as the